What's up, guys? How's everybody doing today? If you're not seeing me, what is wrong with you? I don't understand why you haven't been watching me. That is not cool, and I hope that I can change that. Hopefully, you enjoy what I'm dishing out here. So, welcome to my stream. I am Robbie. This is Robbie's Reboot. Yeah, so the world's a hot mess, and that leaves a lot of room for me to go over quite a bit of what's going on out there in the world. And my goodness, is it not crazy out there? I am coming to you on Instagram, YouTube, and also Twitch. So yeah, I'm like on all the services as much as I can be. Soon to launch an actual website as well that I will also be streaming to. So that's pretty dope. That being said, let's get into it. Again, welcome to my stream, I guess, I'm just trying to show what's going on in the internet, give or take, but also I'm gonna have a lot of hot takes. I'm pro America, but I'm also, pro worker. So that means down with the oligarchs, as much as I don't want to eat them. They probably taste like crap. They're usually injecting their kids' blood and stuff. So not my cup of tea. You will not be catching me trying to, eat them. However, yeah, I have a bunch of Instagram videos up here. Well, I like Instagram because it has a lot of brain rot, but it also has a lot of good stuff as well. So I wouldn't say that it's a total loss in that way. It definitely is problematic, definitely for our youth that are just, apparently, according to a thing I've seen recently, it is showing that their brains are shrinking from the sheer volume of crazy brain rot. So that's not great. So that being said, I'd like to start off by showing some funny things that I came across here. Apparently here, and what was it? Here, let's make this bigger. Apparently, and Virginia here, Virginia Tech spring football game, dude crashed out here, and basically, let's see here. It's so funny because a lot of the blooper things that are happening that have to do with this whole American strategy is kind of ridiculous. Let me see if I can. Oh shoot. Let me pull this up here, and oh geez, stop. So yeah, still trying to figure all this out here. Yeah, so anyways, let's switch over. Boom. So essentially, there's been a lot of different videos here and there about the ridiculousness of America, and take a look at this. This is like befitting for the country that we're living in right now. It's like stadiums packed here. Look at this. This is. Now I feel really bad. I feel really bad for this guy, for real. Like, not your best day, right? Like, but also the symbolism of it is just ridiculous. Like, as America has turned into what essentially is a crap show, it's befitting to see things like this unfold in real time. What? Just the American flag, man hanging off for dear life. I mean, just the symbolism is completely insane. And if you This is home, guys. This is home. This is where you're this is home, okay? Got another angle. Oh, this is how legends are born, you know? Um I don't know what to say to that, but it is a hot mess. I'm not even going to lie. And with those kinds of situations, it's just fitting for what we know to be, anybody with somewhat of some brain cells. It's not necessarily a lot of brain cells can see that things aren't great. We don't even, and I hate to always say, Trump is the bad guy here. This has been institutional problem in America for decades now. So when we talk about Trump, he doesn't exist in a vacuum. He is the culmination of really bad governance for decades. So that being said, that leads me to our next video. This literally right here. Oh, oops. We don't want to use the music here. But look at this. Yes, this is the strategy here. Still hanging on for dear life. Maybe something will come from it. Something, maybe. If we keep trying. No. And we're done. That's unfortunately the reality of the matter. This is where we're at now, guys. Like, we're not in a situation where it is a functional system. We are completely in a fallout. Michael Bay. Gotta shut that down. The music, because I'm on YouTube, so they'll snap that stuff back. I got the 2 seconds. I'm legally allowed to play the 2 seconds. Okay, I'm legally allowed to. Okay, YouTube, please don't demonetize me. Thank you. I don't even know if I'm monetized, to be honest with you. But don't do it. Don't strike me. That's all I'm looking for. No strikes. So, but that also is the situation when we're talking about, like, America, like the fact that we can be memed so easily, and those memes make sense, right? Like, they're like, what do for people who are living in denial, which is crazy to me. Like, I just don't even know how you exist in that space, to be honest. Like, how do you do that? Like, how do you put yourself in a situation where you're, in a place where you're okay with the current times? It's crazy to me. Yeah, we saw that one. Oh, and then this brings me back to people like Clavicular. I mean, like, for these people to exist at all is because we've fallen so far. Like, the fact that this guy can even be like the center of attention in our culture speaks to the volumes of what our culture has really become in America. Kind of just rot from the bottom to the top. You got a podcaster presidency, and then people like this are making the podcast rounds, like Clavicular, who can't even sit in front of a camera and be asked about, are you an incel? Like, clearly that hit something inside. Like, if he was strong and masculine, he wouldn't have deflected so hard. That's a deflection 101 in psychology. Like, oh, I'm done with this interview because something inside me says something about this may be true, instead of like looking inward and being like, maybe you are onto something here. Instead, it's like, oh, actually, I'm not onto something here. So, but like, and then, come to find out, apparently, Kick has a clip farm that does a really good job at clipping all these things for them. So it allows him to get more into the zeitgeist and those that kind of circled around that Kick universe. One of the few services that I'm not on. But I mean, look at this. I mean, like, look at this. This is, dude, like, boom, does a little bump. Like on camera. On camera. This is where we're at in our culture.
Is there a trash can?
Can you take it?
Can I take it? Sorry, I can't even. I'm absolutely gone. Holy fuck.
This is what our younger generation is idolizing. You know, this is what some young people are actually watching, and they're investing time and money and energy into, is the rot, you know, beyond brain rot. Like they're already brain rotting, and then they're investing in people like this,
Oh shit.
who is totally skied out of his mind.
Thank
Holy
you.
shit. Take care. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm having a great time right now. Oh my god. Holy shit. Let me go sit somewhere. What's up, guys? Where's somewhere I can sit down for a second? Oh yeah, upstairs? Oh my god. Oh fucking hell. Oh my
Like, what a mess.
god, man. Holy fuck. Holy fuck. Yeah, I'm having a good time. Holy fuck.
Having a good time being on live stream while, keep in mind, people under the age of 18 are watching this. Like, this is what we're okay with in our society, right? Like, this is what we're okay with, is this. And people are like, what is wrong with our youth today?
Oh my
Can't have anything to do with this, maybe, huh?
god, yeah.
Like, look at this. I mean, seriously, is that what we as a society deem okay? You know, is that what we're looking to do? You know, it's crazy. And it's really heartbreaking that we do it that way. I'll be honest. That we allow this kind of behavior so rampantly, and it's become so normalized. The Overton window has been expanded. So yeah, on lighter notes, I like to play videos that are actually pretty fun, that aren't completely drab. I like to add a little bit of levity to the world of tragedy. One of the things that I've come across recently, I don't know if it's because I've hit like a few more times than I usually hit like, but this has been one of my favorite ones, where the dude goes around and takes photos of people and then asks other people if they look gay or not. And I find it amusing because this is an impossible thing to actually achieve without really getting the inflections and understandings of the people, right? Like, you can't really judge a book by its cover. And I find it quite amusing too, because they did this study where they put it was like hundreds of gay men pictures and just the photos of their heads, and straight men photos. And most of the women were attracted to the gay men. And what they asked them, they were like, hey, why do you pick these men in particular? And they were all like, they have really strong jaw lines. Like, they have really strong masculine faces. Straight women looking at gay photos of men, just their headshots. And look at that. Like, they know immediately what they're into is the masculine features of the gay men. So anyways, I find this content to be quite amusing because it's so telling of how people cannot judge a book by its cover. That being said, look at this video. I have a bunch of these. Oh, shoot.
Straight. What makes you say that? Cause I know them. They got bitches last
So, they're straight, right?
night. Are you gay or straight? I'm straight. Do you think other people would think that? No.
Would you think that?
No. Let me see what I can win on Pack Draw real quick before I ask our next person our question. Oh, wait. An Amazon gift card? Do you think this guy is gay or straight? He's gay as hell.
But he's straight. But apparently most of the straight guys, maybe, I don't know, you know, this is just one person, but thinks he's gay. I go through this a lot. I'm bisexual, and I oftentimes can't tell who's gay and who's not. I mean, again, it goes by inflection, clothing, but not always. I've seen straight guys that dress what I would say is pretty gay. And then they're like, I'm straight. And I'm like, oh, really? Okay.
What makes you say that? Just the fit he got on, his hair, bro. Like, that's not it, bro. He's gay. Are you gay or straight? I'm straight. Do you think other people would think that? Yeah. Do you think this guy is gay or straight?
If I looked at the photo, I would think he's gay.
Hella gay. Look at his hair color.
He said hella.
What makes you say that? I mean, look at this guy's hair, bro. Yeah.
It's about the hair, bro. Come on. That's what chooses your sexuality. It's your hair, bro.
Awful. Different color. Now, are you gay or straight?
Straight.
Do you think other people would think that?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
Yeah. Bro, he's gay as hell.
This guy does this a lot, and most of the people are always like, they're probably gay. They're probably gay. Even when they're not. So just keep that in mind. Thank you to anybody who's joining. Again, I am streaming on Twitch, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. Like, I'm out there. Plus, soon to be my own website. That's in the works. It's a hot mess.
Look at his hair. What's wrong with the hair? Bro, it looks like Eminem.
It's always the hair.
Failed Eminem.
Or the fit.
You have the same type of hair, though.
That looks like box dye. It looks like he failed. Like, he tried going bleach and then it just failed.
Are you gay or straight?
How ruthless. He's like, he can't get his hair right.
I'm straight.
Do you think
I'm straight, man. Get it?
other people would think that?
Yes, dude. 100%. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
This is what I'm talking about, man. I love these videos because everybody's like, I'm so straight. And then they get the video shown in front of people and immediately dissed. Immediately, like they don't even know if that's actually, you know, the thing here. Oh, man. Yeah, so, okay. So let's move on. I hope everybody's still doing all right. Trying to keep the flow going. This is, you know, my second stream, so I'm learning how to essentially make a flow, if you will. Okay, so let's move on. So, like I said, I don't like everything to be, you know, draped in nihilism, right? Like, you know, I like to let people know good things are actually happening in the world. I thought this was a really good story. Basically a dog got loose from their owners. I'll leave it at that. And you're like, how is that a good thing? Well, let me show you. Oh, shoot.
Then your baby's showing up to daycare on a day they're not supposed to be there without an adult. This is exactly what happened at this daycare when two daycare workers spotted someone's fur baby in the parking lot without their mom or dad.
So, like, the dog showed up at the doggy daycare without their owners. And they're like, wait, where are the owners at? Where are the people that usually drop this dog off here?
One of the employees immediately running to the door. Sure enough, in runs one of their fur babies. So where exactly is this husky's mom and dad? Nowhere in sight. The employees at this dog daycare very confused. This husky had just escaped to go to daycare. They then
It literally ran from its home to come to the doggy daycare, for which it usually gets, you know, put during, I guess, work days or whenever the people need it.
examined their cameras to make sure she hadn't been dropped off. Sure enough, she had escaped from home to run to daycare. They not only
That's a beautiful dog, so it's lucky it made it all the way there.
were they opened, but employees were at the front of the daycare to see this escapee waiting to be let in. It was also covered in mud. They then gave her a bath and then notified mom and dad to let them know where their little girl was. While waiting for her parents to pick her up, they did let her play with her best friend Shaggy, who happened to also be at daycare that day, which they believe is probably why she escaped from her house and ran all the way to daycare the day she wasn't even supposed to be there. If you're looking for a good daycare. Apparently Spot's Place Dog Daycare is such a great daycare for your dogs. They will literally escape from home to go spend the day there. Nothing.
That must be a good doggy daycare for that to have happened. That's pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. So moving on to some more topics here. Yeah. So basically, what's going on in the world today is essentially not great. I'll tell you. One, I came across this video that was about Kylie Jenner and how she just recently got her passport with her gender tied to it, which I find pretty smart or pretty messed up. You know, because I stand for trans rights, even for Kylie Jenner here. Or Caitlyn Jenner. I'm sorry, I keep calling her Kylie. Caitlyn Jenner. And as much as I support her, you know, the person that she elected to office doesn't. And even with those close ties, she's still got her passport with her birth gender. And this creator here on Instagram does a really good job at posting videos that have this tied to it. Oh.
He signed this executive order. I don't know who underneath him was putting this thing together. That all federal documents, it has to be your biological sex at birth. Recently, I had my passport. I had to get it renewed. Comes back gender marker M. But it's not just about me, it's about all people in this situation. What do I do?
I never thought. No, I never thought. We bonded over bigotry, but they weren't supposed to turn on me. No, I never thought. The lepers would eat my face. Slow it down now. I never thought. The lepers would eat my face. No, I never thought it would happen to me. Bonded over bigotry, but they weren't supposed to turn on me. No, I never thought the leopards would eat my face.
So good. So good. I mean, seriously, like, I wish I had the skills to pull something off like that. I mean, that's why I've decided to stream. I'm not good at editing. I'm not good at producing. Half of this is hobbled together by sheer will and hope and bubble gum and maybe some aluminum foil. That's a throwback for anybody who remembers MacGyver. That's probably, you know, a few decades out. But it's for you elder millennials there. And that's actually a little older than me, even as an elder millennial. But still, I digress. So some of the videos that I tend to like too are ones where people get got, you know, and I don't mean that in a like get got like, you know, unaliving way, but get got like, you know, they're being passive aggressive, they're being kind of shitty to people. I like videos that kind of, you know, round it off where the person gets got, you know. Again, not like any bad stuff, you know. Maybe a punch or two in the videos, you know. If they deserved it, you know. I don't condone violence, and not on these channels. Maybe in reality though. Maybe in reality. I gotta learn how to turn on these volumes here. Okay, here we go. So essentially, as you can see, awkward ride, passenger flexes, backfires after Uber driver reveals that they're a millionaire. Not only they're a millionaire, they're practically a multi-millionaire.
You're the one driving Uber.
Yeah, I make more money than you.
I doubt it.
You want
I
to see?
doubt it.
You want to see my?
I doubt it. Man, just open the door, kid. We wouldn't have to discuss it.
I need you to tell this asshole how much money I have.
We wouldn't have to discuss it.
That's a piece of shit, guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a piece of shit.
I like how the driver's like, that's a piece of shit. He says it loud enough so he can hear too. He's like, that's a piece of shit. Yeah, I love it. And dude's like, hey, you broke, bro. You broke. You know, he's like saying some weird, crooked stuff to him.
Here, let me just show you this.
Let me see what you're banking. Man.
Yeah. You're gonna see what I'm banking? Not you.
Oh, fuck you. You get the fuck out of here, bro.
He's like, F you, bro.
Fuck out of here. How much money do I have?
Hey, don't fucking. You need to see what you got.
What it says.
Oh, yeah.
What it says.
Oh, yeah.
Tell that asshole.
He got about 4 million.
$4 million, okay? Might be an Uber driver, but he is saving the money, bro. $4 million. Tell me if that ain't crazy, bro. Like, see, that circles me back to my earlier videos with people trying to judge whether or not somebody's gay or not. You cannot judge people on their backgrounds, just the way they drive. Like, these are all superficial indications of who somebody is. That's why every interaction should be interacted like it's a new person that you respect and you have like the utmost like good inflections and whatnot. But to start off standoffish with somebody because you had a bad day or because they're a different color or they're a different sexuality or whatever, like, you should get got. Like you should look stupid and it should be filmed so the world can see how ridiculous you are as a person. Like, I just can't imagine ever engaging with an Uber driver, no less anybody else, the way some of these people do in videos. Like, this is how they live their life. Like, you think that this is the first time they've interacted this way? Definitely not. They've definitely talked down to other people like this. And this shows the inability to have, like, the adult brain, like, this is kid behavior. Like, you want to flex on somebody because you make more money. Why? Like, we live in a society in America, no less, 69% of people are living paycheck to paycheck. I couldn't imagine looking at somebody and being like, well, you're starving less than me. Like, what? Like, that's crazy to me. And this is normal behavior. As somebody who worked in customer service for years, people constantly talk down to me. And in fact, it became more obvious to me during the pandemic when we had less people flying in from around the world, that it was mostly Americans that had this attitude. It was mostly Americans who belittled, talked down, ridiculed, interacted poorly, just couldn't buy the product and leave, always had to make a remark about something or something they dislike. Like, I'm not your therapist. You pay for that. Get out of here, And they're like, oh, but the customer's always right. Like, stop watching cartoons. Absolutely not true. Most customers are wrong. Like 98% of them are wrong. And the interactions where I had with them being right, I always interacted with them super nice and fine, even if they were being kind of dickish towards me. I would still be like, hey, yo, relax. I got you, because I know they were right. The ones who were wrong, boy, they got drug over the rocks. My goodness. I learned a skill early on in customer service just to slow it down. Like, you know how I can be a dick? By wasting your time. There you go. I learned that trick early on. And boy, did I learn how to waste people's time. You really want to step on my toes? Well, I'm going to step a lot harder on yours, I mean, look, and the driver sits there and he flexes harder, and all this guy has to do is drop F-bombs. That's all he has left. Like, he can't admit that he's wrong. He can't admit that he looks stupid. He can't admit that he's the dumb here. So he has to do what every deflector does. They got to go, you know, curse. I'm surprised he didn't use some racial slurs, you know, add on top of that some homophobic terms, you know.
Where you know this motherfucker from?
I don't know. Bro, I never met him. He must be talking about somebody else. I never been this guy's ride.
No, motherfucking,
Who was it?
no, the other dude.
Josh?
Yeah. You call that motherfucker.
I call him. Right.
And it's funny because he's like, oh, how much money? It was like 4 million. He's like, oh.
He's this giant regular dog, you know,
That motherfucker was, motherfucker logged in that account. I don't know what kind of account that is.
What do you have? What do you have?
He got like 4 million.
It's like, went silent. The minute he said he got 4 million, he went silent. Nothing to say. Not surprising. Not surprising one bit. Let's see here. This is a good story if you haven't seen it. YouTuber Jerry Riggs Everything. He apparently has figured out a way to build wheelchairs for 80% less than what most wheelchairs are going for now. And in fact, if you go watch the video on YouTube, he does a really great breakdown of why that is, how that is, and how they're going about that moving forward as well. So that's not so that people can get access to these a lot easier. Apparently, it's a real rigorous process that basically takes a lot of work and fine tuning, so it tends to cost a lot. I mean, even as a caregiver myself, I can tell you specifically that trying to get things fixed on a wheelchair or get a wheelchair, it is many thousands of dollars. In fact, some wheelchairs can go upwards of $20,000 for a manual wheelchair, like as much as a car. So these chairs are now selling for about $2 to $4 grand versus the 10 to 20 grand. So yeah, that is a break in pricing that is long ahead of the curve. And what's interesting is that he's a multimillionaire and he's putting his money back into people. Something that is so uncommon in this country now that has become just, not the thing to do. But basically, he has unveiled Paradox wheelchair project, expanding his Not a Wheelchair initiative into customizable manual wheelchairs that start at $999, can be built in as little as 3 days, which is insane turnaround too, and offer over 6,000 color combinations. It's actually even more than that. And you have a real 3D creator on his website that lets you learn how to do this. I actually, as I build out my website, I will feature videos from people like this so that people can get more of an idea of what is going on in the world. Essentially, I want it to be a hub for people to know about things, Ooh. Here, I'm going to show you guys this video from supposedly Marco Rubio. This was posted on Barron Trump's X account as a legitimate post.
This morning, we're going to have a classified briefing on the objects that were shot down.
I'll be right back.
First of all, I don't know why it's classified. I do not believe that any of the information that they've shared or are going to share with us is going to be the kind of thing that has to be kept secret. There's very specific reasons why things are classified, and if this doesn't meet the standard, maybe I'm wrong, we're going to find out. Second is this is pretty extraordinary, okay? This is not just a curiosity or into weird stuff about UFOs and aliens. For the first time in 65 years, the United States has shot something down over our airspace. Not once, but 4 times. And 3 of those 4 things, we have no idea what they are. And people deserve to know what they are. I mean, it's pretty extraordinary. You're launching at least $800,000 missiles off of fighter jets over American airspace. That's a pretty big deal. We need to understand why we did it and what these things are, where they come from, who owns them, who made them, why are they here. And perhaps the explanation is easy, or maybe not. The point is that these are important things that the American people deserve to know, and that they deserve to hear directly from the president about. Not a political thing here. Okay, people deserve to know, why are we shooting things down? If it's serious enough to shoot down, it's serious enough for you to know something about it. Look, this is a topic I've been on for a long time, because this is not new. It may sound new, but it really isn't. We have been seeing objects flying over restricted airspace in the United States for a long time now. No one took it seriously because immediately it was about UFOs and flying saucers and aliens. And that's not my concern. My concern is that some other country has developed a capability to monitor and enter our airspace, and that we are not prepared to identify it because they have figured out a way. You know, we're looking for airplanes. We're looking for missiles. We're not looking for objects that don't fit that criteria.
Keep in mind, the video that you're watching is actually AI. So this was posted by the president's, young son here, Barron Trump. And, as you can see, he posted with legitimate post here. Not that it's satire, not that it's AI. It's Marco Rubio's UFO bomb shell. We shot down 4 things over the United States, and 3 of them we have no idea what they are. He quoted the AI video and then quoted it again. At least he knows to quote stuff that isn't him. Yeah. And this is all AI, which is crazy.
Is the way a lot of wars start, and it's the way a lot of wars and conflicts are lost. So these are important questions that need to be answered. But you deserve to hear directly from the president and from the administration, not from spokespeople, and not with double talk and not with unnecessary secrecy. We'll see how this hearing goes. I don't have high expectations of it. This morning we're
2,000 likes on that stupid dumb post. And it's kind of funny because if you look at this guy here, is this authentic post by Marco Rubio? No, this is not an authentic post or a direct statement from Marco Rubio. It's a viral clip shared by a fan accounts like Barron's, but Rubio hasn't posted or confirmed anything like that on his X account. This is where we're at, guys. This is, this sloppy AI video too, because Marco Rubio's head is so much fatter than that. Although it did get his ears right. He has some big old ears, bro. Big old ears. Okay. Oops. What is this? Oh my God. I don't care. Okay. Oh, this is a good one here. How would you rate Donald Trump's leadership? Well, there's a lot of D's.
Said, my father always used to tell me, I had a wonderful father, very smart, and he used to say, son, when you walk
also racist
into a restaurant and you see a dirty front door, don't go in, because if the front door is dirty, the kitchen's dirty also. Same thing with the Capitol. If our Capitol's dirty, our whole country is dirty, and they don't respect us. So it's a very good question.
It's like, that is a terrible analogy, but, I guess I can see his point. But, like, at the same time, if you lived in New York City, which he has, but he didn't live down with the plebs or anything. So, like, in terms of, like, being actually invested in the city for which he lived, not very much. So, did I expect him to ever go to a bodega in New York City? Probably not. Hell, he didn't even know what groceries were. He was like, this newfangled word, groceries, So my idea of him actually just like being like, hun, I'm running down to the bodega. And why that's relevant is because there's a lot of bodegas in New York City with some pretty dirty doors with some of the most banging food you will eat in the city. On top of that, they have generally an A rating from the health board. So again, judging books by their covers, which as you can see here is, like if that were the case, this guy's dressed up all nice. So most people would think, hey, like he got it together when he doesn't. I mean, I do the same thing. I dress up and make myself look all pretty too. But I can tell you I'm a hot mess. So, oh man, yeah, and I came across this too. I don't know if anybody's familiar with this person here, this girl in front of Trump, but she's not real. She's an AI person who has been posted in a lot of photos with Trump over the years, and or year maybe, and yeah, she's fake. She's been posted in a lot of stuff, in fact, in misrepresented uniform, where like the badges are wrong, even this was spelled wrong, and people are loving her. When I say people, I mean people on the right. Like, it would only be people on the right. And then if you're like, oh man, F at her or whatever, people are like, oh my God, why would you talk about a service member that way? Like, she's not even real. Like, they don't even realize that she is not real. Like, that's what's crazy about it. It's like, it just makes no sense, really. I just don't even... We're living in a crazy world now. Yeah, Jesus, man. What is this? I'm sorry, gotta close a few windows here. Oh yeah, we didn't even... Oh yeah, we did watch that, yes. And I guess the last thing I want to touch on here today is the this I find the most amusing, honestly, is so if you're not familiar with me, I'm a leftist. I'm 100% a leftist. Not a Democrat, lefter than that, more like a socialist. And Sam Piker here, who is also a socialist, he's a little bit more hardcore. But here's the thing. I don't agree with everything he says. In fact, a lot of it I don't. But at the same time, our values stick in the same realm as workers first, America first, like actual American interest, not anybody else's interest tied into ours. And that interest isn't at the sake of hurting civilian life in any other country to achieve those goals. So now the Democrats have been on a smear campaign on him, and because, they hate anything that's lefter than them, which, keep in mind, Democrats in this country are center-right. They're not even real leftists. I mean, geez, like the most fakest version of liberals. And they are bought out by AIPAC. And he's been calling them out and putting a lot of light on that. And where they're getting money is from Israel. And they don't like it. And now they've gone out with their Democratic consultant teams to... mainstream media, all the podcasts, to just read off a list about how he's such a bad guy. And they use all these dated quotes out of context, and they're like, oh, you shouldn't like him because he said this, in 2006, and he said this in 2012. But you have a leader of the country that's just saying insanity related things. He's demented, right? Like, we know that he has Alzheimer's. So, and he's just saying crazy things. And yet we're supposed to sit here and be like, oh no, Hassan Piker said those nasty things. Like, it's so ridiculous and just so telling that the Democratic Party doesn't want anybody to challenge them. But he did a good observation here of Don Lemon. Don Lemon asking these three people about their politics, and the one in the middle is an idiot. Oh, shoot. Oh my goodness. That was random. In the middle here, and is an idiot, and the one on the right's kind of like, I'm indifferent, and the one on the left is like, oh man, what the heck's going on here? Like typical American voting populace, honestly. Oh God.
I got no comment on that. You don't know why?
Nah, I'm just taking a guess.
You're just guessing that he's doing the right thing?
Yeah.
Are you
He thinks that Trump's doing the right thing. That's it. He's just guessing.
serious?
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think Trump's doing the right thing.
Is this a joke?
What?
Is this a joke?
Yeah.
It's
No,
a joke?
it's not.
All right, you can fucking drive home, bro. Or walk home, sorry.
Damn, I don't know what just happened.
But he doesn't even know why.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just think, like, it's not good for the economy. Like, I don't know.
I don't really give a fuck about the war. Smoke weed, get money, fuck bitches. Hell yeah.
God damn, bro. Low key, this is unironically what, dude, this is the full spectrum. This is the spectrum of American politics. Cultist psychopath who doesn't even know.
So ridiculous. Like, doesn't even know why he feels the way. Yeah, I don't look at my feelings. I'm incapable of feeling anything.
Why he likes Trump, but likes Trump. Democrat who doesn't know why he thinks it's bad. And the plurality that goes, whatever, fuck bitches, get money, lamau. He hit 3 of the planks. All 3 are cattle. All 3 of them. Meanwhile,
It's true. Cattle. Like I can't even see them any differently than that. Like, that's my, had I interviewed these 3 people and those were the responses I got, I would literally be like, is this an NPC? Is this cattle? Like, I wouldn't even, I would have a hard time responding to that, to be honest.
their cousins are gonna get fucking fragged with a goddamn Shahed drone in a matter of a month from now. You can't have a future with a country like this. You can't have a future with a citizenry that is this out of touch with the unlimited super violence that we subject the rest of the world to. The American working class straight up are so far removed from the consequences of our actions. Motherfuckers in here are calling for the draft. I mean, might put an end to this fucking war business very quickly, because a draft would universalize the pain real fucking quick for a lot of these guys.
I think Trump.
And it is really telling that this is the general population now. This is where we're at. This is the kind of people that we're dealing with, that we seem to let ourselves get caught up with. And it's really sad. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it really makes me sad that people can't be more engaged than this. Like, I don't expect people to be overly engaged, but I also don't believe that you should be completely unengaged. Like, being overly engaged can be problematic in its own right, but being like not engaged at all, that's ridiculous, That's problematic. So it just seems a little, just seems like, come on, man, get that brain working, bro. Get that brain up and running. So I guess the last thing I'll play here is something from one of my favorite creators, is Vosh. And again, this is, the fact that everybody is starting to feel a certain way about Israel. And, again, this kind of ties back into Hassan Piker about how he's been very outspoken about their problem relationship with Israel, which most people should have a problem with, We're subservient to them and their wills and their whims and whatever they need or want from us. Keep in mind, they have free healthcare, they have free maternity leave, all paid by the U.S., all of it. And the weaponry that they buy is with our money from us. Like,
Hey there, I'm Harry Enton, and today we are running all the numbers on Israel's U.S. popularity problem. Israel is losing support here in the United States, even amongst Republicans. Take a look at this data. Take a look at this data amongst young Republicans. Look at that, guys. Net favorability of Israel among GOP under age 50. 2022 plus 28. 2025 -2. Now -16. Oh, man. This massive shift that we have over just the last 4 years, the net favorability of Israel among Republicans under the age of 50. You go back to 2022, 2 thumbs up. 2 thumbs up for Israel amongst young Republicans. But by 2025, look at this. Already a 30-point shift away. Their net favorability down to -2. Today, look at this, minus 16 points.
Keep in mind that they did this all to themselves. Like, Israel did this all to themselves. This is all by their doing. Nobody took that favorability rating away from them except them.
That's an over 40-point shift in just 1, 2, 3, 4 years' time away from Israel amongst young Republicans. But that's
fucking crazy, man.
Not the only part of the Republican base where Israel is struggling. How about amongst moderate or liberal Republicans? They make up about a third of the Republican base at this point in time. The net favorability of Israel with moderate liberal Republicans back in 2022, again, 2 thumbs up. You'll notice I do a lot of Siskel and Ebert references. I just really like them. At plus 26 points. Today, again, negative territory.
And now keep in mind, look, net favorability of Israel with moderate to liberal -9, and it should be lower if you ask me, whatever. I guess some people are just like, oh, it's good. There's no problem here. There's nothing to see here. Everything's fine. When it's like, bro, it is not fine. There's nothing fine about this. Like, this is seriously a busted system, like for real. But sure, go on about it, I guess.
-9 points. That's a 35-point shift in just 4 years' time, with moderate liberal Republicans shifting away from Israel. And this, to me, gives you a good indication of why one of the more ardent critics of Israel within the Republican Party is actually, at this point, favored to win a competitive primary. You may know him, Thomas Massie. He, of course, is the representative.
God, I fucking hope Massie wins. I'm going to be so upset if he doesn't.
Senator from Kentucky's 4th District.
I hope he does too. I hope that the Massie wins as well. He was one of the few people who were literally fighting for the Epstein files to be released, and was like, the corruption in Washington is ridiculous, which it really is, to be honest. I definitely would not say that much has changed, but he tried, you know.
He has been opposed by Donald Trump. Donald Trump has endorsed his opponent. Pro-Israel voices are also opposed. Many of them have also opposed Thomas Massie. But at this point, look at this. His chance of being the Republican nominee, winning that Republican primary in Kentucky's 4th District, is actually more likely than not to occur.
How is he on trans issues? Thomas Massie? You know what? He's fine. He's fine on them or something. Whatever you need to hear.
It's according to the Kalshi prediction market at this point, a 71%.
It's true. It's like, is he better than most Republicans? Yes. The whole point is like not to be like, oh, you hate Republicans, you hate Democrats. The thing is to point out when people are doing too much party loyalty, right? Like, that's the thing. It's like, I don't necessarily dislike Republicans. I do not like the fact that they're willing to sell our country up the river for Israel. Same with Democrats, you know. Same with Joe Biden. Did I like Joe Biden? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Would I have voted for him again? Absolutely. Well, given, hindsight, probably not. But like, would I have voted Trump? No, absolutely not. There is no way that man would ever have gotten my vote. Just because, again, I lived in New York City. I know Trump to be a ghoul and nothing less than a ghoul. Like, you won't be able to change my mind on that. I had direct interactions and circles with him. So I know him as a ghoul. He was a ghoul in New York City. He's a ghoul now. Nothing has changed about that, except now he has Alzheimer's. So fingers crossed he gets got, you know? But yeah, so, it's, we'll take what we can when we can take it, like those who want to like better the country by, exposing the Epstein files, which we learned that Trump was a frequent visitor of the island and Trump was a frequent, dabbler of, girls that may not have been of age. it's gross. And Thomas Massey definitely opened the door to some of that, you know, and some rocks got unturned. And hopefully at some point there will actually be trials for that. There will actually be people held to account. Hopefully.
Chance. But here's the thing. Again, I'm building blocks here. It's not just on the right. It's not just amongst Republicans where Israel is losing support.
Really?
Amongst the unexpected places. How about among younger men? Younger men who were a key part of Donald John Trump's coalition back in 2024. They have very much shifted away from.
Ooh, among men under age 50, 2022 minus 3, 2025. Ooh, 47. I'm part of the 47%. So, ooh, yeah, that's kind of funny too. It's like 47th president.
From Israel. Look at this. Net favorability of Israel among men under the age of 50. In 2022, not too bad, but not too hot to trot either at minus 3 points. By 2025, again, down we go, minus 22 points. That is a 19-point shift in just 3 years' time. But it gets even worse. Look at this.
After hearing his thoughts on the California high-speed rail, I'm doubting him about everything. You didn't even come close to hearing my thoughts. You heard my words in the California high-speed rail project, okay? I'm not even legally allowed to say what I want to happen in Fresno and Bakersfield. Don't you? You only got the thinnest glimpse. You caught the light glinting off a single facet of the gem of hatred that revolves in my mind.
For Israel, minus 47 points. That's a 44-point shift away from Israel on the net favorability amongst young men who, of course, shifted massively into the Republican column back in 2024, and they have been shifting away from Israel over the last 4 years. But here's the thing. You want to talk about unexpected, perhaps no number I have seen is more unexpected than this one, because when we talk about the Democratic base, right, and we talk about them being against Israel, that's been true amongst liberal and very liberal Democrats for a decent period of time. But now we're even seeing it among moderate and conservative Democrats, because take a look at these numbers. I mean, this is a sea change.
That is wild. Even in the right flank of the Democratic Party, minus 55. It is insane. A 25-point shift just over the last year.
I mean, that goes to show just how bad, you know, well, how bad this has been for Israel. But, you know, more people are catching on to their shenanigans that are more engaged with what is happening, that are just like, no, I'm kind of done with that. I'm kind of done with that kind of behavior. Like, I don't want to engage with that anymore. Why is our country engaged with that? You know, we have our own problems here that we have to deal with, yet we're now dealing with Israel's problems too. And that will cost us. It's not like Israel got money. They broke. They literally are broke. Like, we fund quite a bit for them. Like, it's kind of crazy.
This is a sea change. Net favorability of Israel amongst non-liberal Democrats, that is those who...
Globehead Dems will still look you straight in the eye and tell you that supporting Israel is like a marginal wonk online issue that's like doesn't really affect your polling numbers that much. They'll look you straight in the eye and they'll be like, well, it doesn't really matter.
Identify as either moderate or conservative. Back in 2022, Israel was on the plus side of the ledger. I'll give it 1 thumbs up at plus 3 points. Look at this. By 2025, minus 30 points. That's a 33-point shift in just 3 years' time. You think that's a big shift? How about now? Look at this.
You're already on that
moderate
screen.
Conservative Democrats, the net favor of Israel, down into the Sea of Galilee at minus 55 points. That's a nearly 60-point switcheroo in just 4 years' time. Now, why are we seeing these shifts?
Do you think if I emailed him, we could get a bit of a style upgrade? Like, if he's going to be the face of CNN's number crunching, do you think we could maybe get a little more?
Why are we seeing these shifts amongst Democrats, amongst Republicans?
The juxtaposition of the too small, textured, informal, light brown suit with the, like, mauve pink dress shirt is just straight up killing me, man. Wear a casual shirt, please. This is begging. Your whole outfit is begging for a casual shirt. Why is it a dress shirt?
At least certain portions of the Republican electorate, and why are we seeing it among...
To be honest, it is quite ugly.
younger men who are a big part of Trump's coalition. It is because it is part of a larger sea change against Israel. I mean, just take a look at these overall numbers right now. The net favorability of Israel among all adults. In 2022, it was
This
plus
is not
13
an
points.
old-timey
I'll give
outfit.
that 2 thumbs up. Look at by 2025, minus 8 points. That's a 21-point switch in just 3 years. And now, the net favorability of Israel amongst all adults, minus 23 points.
Minus 23 points. That's insane. Like, that is insane drop, you know? And that really speaks to the louder conditions for Israel here in America. Like, again, we have our own problems, and now we're dealing with their problems too. They helped us create a problem that they need us to finish. And will we be able to finish it? Probably not. Like, are we capable of finishing it? Not really. Not without throwing tons of bodies at the situation, like literal bodies. And because we know that, you know, the only way we could take over Iran, well, if, in air quotes, is that we engage with ground troops. There is no, we're going to get them to submit by bombing them. That's, in fact, that apparently doesn't do anything according to top people who have written about that. And we really can't control the Strait of Hormuz. Like, you know, we could do these blockades, but the more we do the blockades, the more money it costs us. And we can only do the blockades as long as we're willing to burn through cash and keep boats parked outside of the Strait of Hormuz, which would, again, cost us tons of money and also cost us ships where they would more urgently be needed, perhaps in the ocean somewhere else, protecting other things. And instead, a quarter of our fleet is now, you know, at the Strait of Hormuz, which isn't great if you're trying to do other havoc in the world. Almost a quarter of our Navy is locked in one space on the planet, you know? So for Israel, by the way, not because we really wanted to be there. I mean, well, because our addled brain president was led into a room with a person who isn't an addled brained adult and was able to essentially engage with this person, you know? So it's really annoying. I have to be honest. It's really, really annoying.
That's a 36-point change in just 4 years' time amongst all adults. Now,
why do you care? Because I care about beauty. And I care about it for the same reason I hate Israel. Because I love life and I hate evil.
Okay. That's part of the reason why that we're seeing these groups within these shifts, right? A rising tide lifts all boats. But it's more than that. How about the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which of course has been taking center stage over the past few years here in America, especially after the October 7th attacks and then Israel's response to it. Take a look here. I mean, this is a change. This is a change. Who Americans sympathize more with, the Israelis or the Palestinians? Back in 2022, before the October 7th attacks, it was the Israelis by 28 points. That would even climb into the 40s, 50s, depending on which polling you looked at in terms of who Americans sympathize with. The margin very much on the side of Israel. But look at where we are now. In 2026, Americans...
Shouldn't we start looking at the greater picture, secure the election before risking folks not voting bedside of a single issue? What the fuck are you talking about? We've got the midterms up next. What if the Dems lose? What then? If the Dems lose, they deserve to have lost. The Dems serve the people, not the other way around. If the Democrats decide to destroy the country because they're so loyal to Israel over the United States that they wouldn't drop this obvious position when everything, morally, electorally, intellectually, all of it aligns against Israel, then that's them killing themselves and all of us. And if they lose because of it, they will have deserved it. They will have failed us. In an act of abstemiousness so severe and ostentatious, I think that it should legally be counted as treason.
Sympathize more with the Palestinians by an 11-point margin.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous though that we have to continue to go down this rabbit hole with Israel, while you know the rest of the world is, you know, like, don't want to deal with it. They don't want to interact with it because they know how ridiculous it is and how silly it is. How we allow an addled, adult-brained you know, person to run the country Yet we are failing to engage with the fact that, like, this is a problem. And he's handed our country to Israel. I mean, again, this is, Trump being this person is not in a vacuum, like this is a culmination of many years of failed governance from both parties. I still see people out there who are like, oh, I love Obama, like he was the best president ever. No, he wasn't. Neither was Biden, neither was George Bush Jr. or George Bush Sr. or heck, even Jimmy Carter for that matter. I was just learning about how he deregulated industries, some better for better, but most of them for worse. Deregulating them ended up costing tons and tons of more American jobs, wiped out over decades, While Jimmy Carter was out there building homes and doing stuff that was nice, he left a lot of industries deregulated, which caused a ripple effect and allowed for the Reagan administration to come in and really keep the ball rolling. They were like, well, this liberal wanted to deregulate things. Well, what's the problem with conservatives doing it, And that was heartbreaking. I learned that recently. And just to be reminded again that liberalism, at least at the higher echelons of our government, have almost diminished to nothing, and it's been a long time coming, I'd say our last real liberal president was Kennedy, and even him, and that's really sad. Our real liberal president was FDR. He was by far, for better or worse, he was also problematic in his own ways, but he shared the liberal idea of, trying to build an America from the ground up, not from the top to the bottom, because that's never going to work. I mean, that was Reagan's sell in the 80s, and he crashed out the economy, and again, you're seeing the same history repeat itself now with our stock market dipping up and down, but it is coming up on the time when it has to dip for a while, and that will take American jobs, that will clean out bank accounts, that will leave people homeless more than is already a problem in this country, which, homelessness keeps going up in our country because, people hate their jobs or something, whatever BS that the elites can come up with, or the media class can come up with, where they're like, oh, people don't want to work anymore. And it's like, well, maybe people don't want to work for crap jobs anymore, or crap pay, or no benefits. Yeah, nobody's overly engaging with that. I don't know why anybody would be surprised about that, to be honest with you. I oftentimes still see those comments on the internet where somebody will post a video of somebody who's like, between the ages of 15 and 25, and they're like, these people don't want to work no more. Like, yeah, do you blame them? Like, what do you think? You just show up for minimum wage and you're supposed to give it your all? Like, this ain't the 1960s no more, and those people were stupid then for doing that. But in the majority of jobs in the 60s and 70s, that investment actually landed you somewhere in the company if you stuck around. Now you could work at a company for a decade and they'll just lay you off and not blink, no severance, no nothing. You're laid off. Get out of here, Like, if that's a possibility, why would you ever engage in trying to be the best employee there? I mean, I could smell that on so many jobs. Like, I learned how to smell it on the job. Like, when I got it, I'm like, who's the crappy boss here? Who's the crappy owner? Who's the half-wit that's been put in charge of something because we know he's a friend with somebody? My theories would always come true. They would always come true. Oh, the stupid manager, the stupid boss, the problem of the business ordering things it needs to function. And then the minute you bring it up as an employee, like, hey, why is X, Y, or Z so meh? Like, you could do better. And they're like, your problem, fired, Like, because you're willing to engage and try to make things better as somebody's crap business, And it's like, I didn't tell you to run a shit business. You decided that, Why do you run it like shit? I don't know. I'm not the one who told you to run it like shit, you know? But there's no incentive to engage with the community anymore. You have to remember that people who are now, you know, doing businesses, their incentives are to the person buying the product, the shareholders, stakeholders, and owners. They have no incentive to the employee. In fact, that's the worst part of the business, is actually having bodies there. You know, but that's where the government comes in, where as one federal government, we can demand better things from employers operating within these borders. There's a lot of jobs that can't leave the US and still sustain themselves. So it's better if it happens on the federal level. That's why federal government exists, so there can be some cohesion across borders, especially when it comes to businesses, especially when it comes to pay, especially when it comes to benefits. Those shouldn't be left up to the state. That's problematic in itself. And it's really frustrating that Americans have become, you know, apathetic to these things and are just like, well, this is the way it is. This is the way it's always been. But we could have better. It doesn't have to be this way. And, you know, some people would be like, oh, well, you know, it's these cabal of people that, you know, meet in some underground lair. And it's like, no, they meet at country clubs. They meet on yachts. They meet at nice dinners around nice places. They meet at Mar-a-Lago, you know. Yeah, they operate in the open. There's no secret about what they're doing. They're ruining the world and they know it and they're okay with that, you know. They've all built themselves super bunkers that allow them to, you know, withstand the coming tide. Let's put it that way. They expect things to get pretty bad, you know. But you got everyday Americans being like, this is just fine. Like, is it though? Is it just fine? I don't think it is just fine. I think it's, you know, a serious problem, you know? Yeah. Well, that's what I got for you guys today. I guess I got to figure out my flow a little more and try my best to figure it out. I do appreciate you guys watching along if you were. Yeah. Thank you. And I guess we'll see you guys soon. Ooh,